Welcome. W- We were looking at application of ChatGPT as an assistant for deployment. Now, we had seen one app in our previous lecture, which was simple loan prediction app in which user enters in his browser applicant income, co-applicant income, loan amount which he needs, whether or not the person has credit history. And immediately, the model predicts and displays whether the person is eligible for loan or not. Now, this time we want to understand how this whole thing was developed, and these are the steps. And I will show these steps in this pie chart. Suppose, assuming I don't have anything, this whole project is not there. In that case, this is how I will proceed. First step, create a new project, and in that only, second step will be create virtual environment. So file, new project. You can see that here I can give the name of the project. I already have given the name of the project, loan prediction pages. So fine. But if you are creating a project, then this part will be completely empty. Then you can give any name. And here you can choose to create a new virtual environment. You can also use earlier virtual environment. I have chosen that I want to create a new virtual environment, loan bot environment. Okay. Since I already have that environment in my directory, if I try to click create, it will show that environment already exists. But if you don't have anything, you are creating the project from scratch, then it will create this environment. Here you can choose the interpreter. Now this interpreter thing is important because you have to remain in touch with the person who developed the model. So which version of Python was used? Because often just because of that simple reason that he developed his model using Python say 3.7, and you are developing your Flask app using Python say 3.9, then just because of that reason, many things can break. So it is better to remain in touch with a person who has developed the prediction model and ask him. So suppose he has conveyed that I have used Python 3.7, that is 3.7, then you also use that. And here you can click create. Okay. Then the new project will be created and new environment will be created. Here I already have them, so I'm not clicking, I'm just closing. Now that means this will be the project which will be created, and in that you will have only this one folder. After this step 1 and 2 here, this and this. Now create or use file requirements.txt. Mostly you will use file requirements.txt because anybody who has developed that model, loanbot.pickle, loan model.pickle, you ask him what libraries were used by him and he will supply you with this file requirements.txt. Okay, so then this not only has the name of the library, it also has which version was used, and that makes things easier. Okay, if it is not supplied by that person, then you will have to create the file, but that would be very difficult. You have to have the source code also using which the model was created. So normally the person who creates the prediction model also supplies this requirements.txt, but initially when you put that requirement.txt in this folder, immediately this PyCharm will start indexing the project and it will scan this whole requirement, and it will show at the top corner somewhere here that there are missing dependencies or missing libraries. Do you want to install them? So there would be similarly here in this myapp.py also at the top there it will show that there are missing libraries. Do you want to install them? And there will be red colored wavy line below this numpy, below this pickle, below this logging if you have not installed. Since I have already installed, there are no red colored lines throughout my whole project. But if you have not installed, then either you can get that idea from this app, At the top, you will see that warning, or rather clear instruction. And here also you will get that clear instruction. Then you take each library, and here on the right side there will be one bar, like yellow colored bar. So you can click on that and it will give you that install that. So I will install first this. Then here you will see another yellow colored bar besides this certify. I will again click on that bar and it will show me options for installing. I will say install that. You can also install all the libraries, because here there will be one option at the top that install all dependencies or install missing libraries. But it is advised to install one by one using that yellow bar on the right side of this. This kind of yellow bar will be seen. Okay, so then because sometimes what happens, if you install all in one go, then when first five are installed, then when sixth or maybe eighth is installed, that conflicts with previously installed libraries, and you have to do the process again. Also, you don't get the idea that which installation is creating the problem. So it is better to go one library at a time, but that is just an advice. Now, then you will create this file, myapp.py file. Okay. Now here some Flask, Python and Flask knowledge would be required. So we will see here I have already created that file. So we will try to use ChatGPT itself, explain us. This is creation of the back end of your project. Now you need to create the front end. Front end means what you will use, user will see in his browser. Okay, so here there is a templates folder, and in that templates folder there is this file home.html, and that is a simple HTML file with those four fields: applicant income, co-applicant income, loan amount, credit history, and that submit button. So user can enter his values and click the submit button. So this front end will convey this whole data to this back end. Okay. The back end, that is this running app, will make the prediction using this model, loan model.pickle. If you remember, we had developed this model in the last step using our Jupyter notebook, and I have also placed that model in the same folder as my the project folder is there. Okay, app and the loan model, these two must be in same folder, because that is how I have created this app. Okay, now this is, as I said, is front end. So we can also use ChatGPT to understand each and every line, what this front end is doing. Then we can run the app. Okay, so suppose I am running my app. I am looking at the terminal also. This is the terminal. Okay, fine. And I am running my app. It is going to the front end, but it will go to whatever is the default browser. For that, we will see it in next lecture. Thank you.